Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Ella Pokaluk's A Visit to Washington, D.C. presentation. She's been working on this morning, noon, and night. She started with the slides that were on the computer, but then she extended her project by looking up more monuments, more memorials, and adding her own slides to her presentation. Please enjoy Ella Pokaluk's work. Take it away, Ella.
Okay, tell what the title is called.
Go ahead.
Okay, tell them what the title is called.
A Visit to Washington, D.C. by Ella Pokaluk.
I'm saying this title.
The White House.
Okay. This is a great place in Washington, D.C. Presidents worked there for millions of years. This is an American place. When? Workers began building in 1792. It was not finished until 1800. British soldiers set fire to the White House. It took 3 years to fix it. It was fixed in 1948 and it was good as new. Why? It has 132 rooms, 32 bathrooms, and 3 elevators. James Hopen built it. Presidents work in Oval Office. They sign papers and meet more than 1 million people each year. Hold on, I can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is located in Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Okay, give me a round of applause.
I'm going to clap between every slide.
All right. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes. Who lives at the White House?
Oh, that is a really good question. Well, James Hopen has built it,
But who works there?
but presidents work there.
The presidents work there. Okay, time for the next slide.
Okay, say the title each time we're going through the slides.
Okay, the next slide is the Capitol.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
When? People began building in 1793. The north and south parts were completed by 1811. Workers began building the center dome in 1818. A larger dome was built too. Why? The United States became a country in 1776. Leaders chose Washington, D.C. to be the country's capital. Soldiers lived in the Capitol during the Civil War. A statue called Freedom was added on top of the dome. Any questions?
Yes, what was the statue called on top of the dome?
It is called Freedom.
Okay.
Oh, and give me a round of applause, please. Okay, Mom.
We got like 33 slides. It's going to be a lot of round of applause. Okay, National Mall.
Oh, sorry. Okay. When? It is open for 24 hours. It has the U.S. Capitol in the eastern and the White House in the north. It includes the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. It has 146 acres in the area of the National Mall. Why? It has a worship on March 15th, 2020 at 10 a.m. 24 million visitors meet it each year at the park. It contains museums in the Smithsonian Institution. It has galleries, sculptures, and statues. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay, who's asking?
The question is from Rachel.
Okay.
The question is how many visitors meet in each year at the park?
24 million.
That's right.
Okay. This title of the next slide is called
The Lincoln Memorial.
Okay. When? Abraham Lincoln built it, and he is the 16th President of the United States. It is located in the western of the National Mall and across from the Washington Monument. Why? It was established on May 30th, 1922. There are 7.96 million visitors meeting it each year. It has been seen opening, but then it closes after years. It was pictured on U.S. money.
Any
questions?
Sam wants to know what President of the United States Abraham Lincoln was? What number?
Oh, he's the 16th president.
Jefferson Memorial.
When Jefferson played an important part in U.S. history. It was made of white stone. Congress decided to build it in 1934. Work began in 1938. The memorial was opened on April 13th, 1943. It was built to Thomas Jefferson. Why? He was the third president of the United States. It has a round roof and tall columns. In 1776, he was the main writer of the Declaration of Independence. He was a president of the United States from 1801 to 1809. Do you have any questions?
Bella would like to know who the memorial was built to.
It was built to Thomas Jefferson.
The Washington Monument.
When? It is a stone obelisk. It stands more than 555 feet or 169 meters high. There are 36,491 stone blocks in this monument. Workers began building the monument in 1848. Why? In 1954, builders ran out of money. It was dedicated on February 21st, 1885. It was opened in 1888. A statue of George Washington came in 1994. It was closed for repairing in 1997.
Gigi would like to know what year it was closed for repair.
It's in 1997.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt Memorial.
How can you move that? I will. Okay. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt built it, and he is the 32nd President of the United States. It was established on May 2nd, 1997. It is located in the southern of the National Mall. Why? It covers 7.5 acres and meets visitors from 9:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. It has 4 outdoor rooms, and the rest are indoor rooms in Washington, D.C. Any questions?
Rainbow Brights would like to know how many outdoor rooms there are.
There are 4 of them.
Arlington National Cemetery.
When? It is established on May 13th, 1864. It is located in Virginia. More than 300,000 people are buried in an area of 624 acres. It shares with Mill Springs National Cemetery. It's an open one. Why? The first soldier to be buried in Arlington was William Henry Christman of Pennsylvania on May 13th, 1864. It was administered by the Department of the Army. Any questions?
Swag would like to know who it was administered by.
Oh, it was administered by the Department of the Army. By the way, technical difficulties. Lily.
Tomb of the Unknown. Lily. Okay. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Keep going. I'm going to run her a bath. I'll be right back.
When? It was opened in 1921. It was originated in 1916 with David Ralton. He is an Anglican chaplain serving in France. The tomb was built in London. He contracted Herbert Ryle. Why? King George V paid his respects at the burial ceremony. Congress authorized the burial of an unknown soldier on March 4th, 1921. It is revealed that the Vietnam unknown was first L. Michael J. Blassie. Any questions?
Kiki would like to know when it was opened.
It was opened in 1921.
Korean War Memorial?
When? It is located near the Lincoln Memorial on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It was dedicated on July 27th, 1995. It meets 4.08 visitors each year. It was managed by National Park Service. Why? The Tall of Remembrance and 19 stainless steel statues commemorate the sacrifices of millions of Americans and Allied partners who fought during the Korean War Memorial. Any questions?
Boris would like to know, what war? What war is this dedicated for?
What war was dedicated for?
Yeah, what war? What kind of war memorial? What's the war?
I think it's the Korean War.
Korean War, that's right. Trying to keep Lily out of the video. Vietnam veteran.
Oops.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep Lily out of the video because she's not
Lily.
Lily, honey. Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
Okay. When? It is located near the western end of the National Mall, and it is a granite V-shaped wall inscribed with the names of the approximately 58,000 men and women who were killed or missing in action. Why? It was designed by American architect Maya Lin. Lin's monument was dedicated on November 13th, 1982. Oh, can you move that finger, please?
If I do, it's gonna bring them. Just read it, honey.
Okay,
It's
after
okay.
it was dedicated, it became a popular and moving tourist attraction. Any questions?
Yes. Kingsley would like to know about how many names are on the wall.
How many names?
Inscribed with how many names, approximately?
58,000.
That's right. The Marine Corps War Memorial.
War Memorial. When? It is located near Arlington National Cemetery. It was designed by Horace W. Peasley, and it was dedicated on November 10th, 1954. It consists of a large sculpture group on a circular base. Why? The sculpture was inspired by an iconic World War II photograph taken by Joe Roosevelt of 6 men raising an American flag atop Mount Suribachi on the Pacific island of Iwo Jima on February 23rd, 1945, during the Battle for the Island. Any questions?
Robbie would like to know how many men are raising the American flag in the statue.
There are 6 men raising the American flag.
D.C. War Memorial.
When? It was dedicated by President Herbert Hoover in 1931 on Armistice Day, the day that marked the official end of the World War. It was designed by architect Frederick H. Brooke with Horace W. Peasley and Nathan C. Wyeth. Why? They were veterans in World War I. It is 47 feet tall, and it is smaller than other monuments of the National Mall. It is located on the National Mall in the western of the 17th Street and Independence Avenue, Southwest Washington, D.C. Any questions?
Yes. Nikki would like to know how many feet tall.
It is 47 feet tall.
Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial.
When? It was opened on August 22nd, 2011. It is located in West Potomac Park next to the National Mall. It covers 4 acres and includes the Stone of Hope. It was designed by Lee Yixit. I don't know who that is. It costs $120 million. Why? It is the 395th unit in the United States. It was built between 2009 and 2011 in Washington, D.C. It is most likely 30 feet or 9 meters high. It was made to honor Martin Luther King Jr. He was well known for being a civil activist. Any questions?
Yes.
From a different person, please.
Tinky Winky would like to know what Martin Luther King Jr. was well known for.
He was well known for being a civil activist.
National World War I Memorial.
When? It is located along America's Main Street. Spanish-American War and Mexico had both commanded the American Expeditionary Force in Europe in 1917. Why? John J. Pershing devoted his life to serving his country. California took the lives of his wife and 3 daughters, sparing only the life of his son, Warren.
Poe would like to know what street it's located on.
It is located on the main. It is located along America's Main Street. Okay.
National World War II Memorial.
Okay. You go.
And there's beautiful pictures on each of these slides of every memorial that Ella found on the internet herself.
Yeah.
I'll keep coming back and forth. Keep going.
Okay. It is dedicated to the Americans who served in that memorial. It is located on a 7.4-acre site on the eastern end of the reflecting pool in the mall, opposite the Lincoln Memorial and on the western of the Washington Monument. Oh, and the reason why I'm saying the pool whispering, because I don't want Lily to hear it, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay, she might not. She might want to go, but it's too late now. Okay. Why? It was authorized by President Bill Clinton in May 1993. It was designed by Frederick St. Florian, who won a national open competition. It was constructed between 2001 to 2004, and it was opened on April 29th, 2004. Any questions?
Wonder Woman would like to know who it was designed by.
It was designed by Frederick St. Florian, who won a competition.
Ford Theater.
When? It is located in Washington, D.C., and it is opened in August 1863. It was established on February 12, 1932. Abraham Lincoln had a shot in the head in Washington, D.C. in April 14, 1865. Hold on, let me fix it.
Go ahead. What's wrong?
I was supposed to, let me fix it.
You can't fix it in the middle of the presentation, honey. We'll fix it after, okay?
Actually, let's keep it like this, okay? Okay?
Okay.
It's located in Washington, D.C. in April 14, 1865. Why? It is in Washington, D.C. because it is to explore and celebrate the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln. It became haunted because Abraham Lincoln wrote about his dream in detail in his journal.
Candylicious would like to know who got shot in the head. What president?
Abraham Lincoln got shot in the head.
If you want to change anything on this presentation after, honey, we can, but you're videotaping the presentation right now, so we can't fix it right now. Women in the Vietnam Memorial. Lily, I'm coming. Hang on, baby. Okay.
When? It is located on the National Mall, the southern of the wall and the northern of the reflecting pool. It is dedicated to the women of the United States who served in the Vietnam War on November 11, 1993. It is open for 24 hours and never closes. Why? It was established in 1993. It is served as a reminder of the importance of women in the conflict. It depicts three uniformed women with a wounded soldier. It was designed by Glenna Goodacre, she built that memorial? Any questions?
Snow White would like to know. It was built as a reminder of the importance of who in the conflict?
So it was served as a reminder of the importance of women.
Women, yeah. Girls rule, right?
Right.
Okay. George Washington Masonic National Memorial.
When? It is open every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It is located in Alexandria, Virginia, outside Washington, D.C. It is dedicated to the memory of George Washington in 1932. He's the first president of the United States, and he is a Mason. Why? It cost $15. It was built in 1922. The building features 17 feet tall. The bronze statue of Washington and beautiful murals depict the history of American, what is this word? Freemasonry in Washington, D.C. Any questions?
Barbie would like to know who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington was the first president of the United States.
That's right. Eisenhower Memorial.
When? It was designed to feature a grove of oak trees, huge limestone columns, and a semicircular space made of monolithic stone blocks. Construction can't begin until funds are appropriated. Why? He provided crucial leadership during World War II, ended the Korean War, and maintained active communications with the Soviet Union during the Cold War in Washington, D.C. Any questions?
I have a question, says Pinkie Pie.
Okay, Pinkie Pie, what would you like to know?
What war did Eisenhower provide crucial leadership during? World War what?
II. It's World. So he provided crucial leadership during World War II.
Okay. Pentagon Memorial.
When? It is located in Arlington, Virginia. It is open for 24 hours, starting on September 11th, 2008, and never closes. Oh, by the way, this year is when I was born. The Memorial Park was dedicated to the victims of the attack in 2003 from over 1,000 entries in Washington, D.C. Why? It was designed by Julie Beckman and Keith Kaisman. It was built on 1.9 acres on land. It is organized by a timeline based on the ages of these individuals and placed along age lines parallel of Flight 77 from 1930 to 1998. Who would like to know?
Sunset Shimmer
Okay, Sunset
would like to know if it ever closes.
Oh, it never closes. It doesn't ever close at all.